The events following the tragic death of Bloodhound Lil Jeff are perhaps the most dramatic, vile, and shocking in the Chicago drill scene. While Chicago rappers were paying tributes to the fallen rapper, Lil Jeff's alleged killer sent a terrifying message to Q50 and the entire Bloodhound.
I don't like the killing, but I like the energy though. That's all I can say.
In this video, I analyzed the disturbing message Lil Jeff's killer sent and what it means for the Chicago drill culture. I did what I did. After Lil Jeff's tragic death, although he was a man with many enemies, word on the street alleged that the shooter was Trap City Rob, also known as I Trap Rob. But how did they arrive at this allegation? As soon as the news of Lil Jeff's death hit the street, the city of Chicago was startled by a series of trolling on the Reddit community, with most of the disses directed at the hood, allegedly responsible for sending Lil Jeff back to his maker to protect their own. Someone said, "Trap City is in danger forever now." While the trolling was ongoing, some people were dedicated to identifying the man who rained bullets on Bloodhound Lil Jeff. As expected, the members of Cheericology, a subreddit for discussing Chicago drill culture, wasted no time identifying the killer. 2 days following the murder of Bloodhound Jeff, discussions on Cheericology alleged that the shooter was none other than Trap City Rob. This is largely because Trap City Rob, or I Trap Rob, has been arrested several times at the apartment where the shots that took Lil Jeff out were fired. Dramatically, within a short time, Trap City Rob's photos began to circulate the internet with the caption saying Lil Jeff's killer was on the run and Trap City Rob had been declared wanted. According to news reports, a shooting on the city's south side has left one man dead, and Chicago police are still looking for the suspect. The terrifying incident happened on Saturday in the 6,600 block of S Roads at about 5:40 p.m. An unverified video showing a man being shot multiple times sparked a series of speculations. At the time, even amidst unconfirmed reports, the rap community in Chicago started to pay tribute to the fallen rapper. The victim, identified as Bloodhound Lil Jeff, was transported to the hospital but unfortunately succumbed to his injuries. The rumors suggested that he was shot over 15 times and more than 50 spent casings were recovered at the scene of the murder. With the rising controversies, Trap City Rob began to go popular on Reddit, with many comments addressing his alleged involvement in the murder of Bloodhound Jeff. But here's where it gets a little crazy. While the internet was fuming about Lil Jeff's murder, Lil Jeff's alleged killer sends a disturbing message to Lil Jeff's day one goons, Q50 and the entire Bloodhound.
He stole the chain, bro. We tried like he took it. He stole my own chain.
On June 16th, Cheericology featured a new post showing Trap City Rob's photograph, barely a week after Lil Jeff's murder. Within the hour, some people observed that in that picture, Rob was wearing a shirt that appeared to be a troll to Jeff and how he died. However, tracing back to the roots of the matter, there was a time when Trap City Rob used to hang out with some members of the Bloodhound, as throwback pictures show Rob in a pose with Bloodhound Vert and another man whose face I'm not familiar with. Interestingly, Unc Rob, or Trap City Rob's message to Q50 and Bloodhound, revealed something interesting. Reddit users refer to Trap City Rob as Unc Rob, largely because of the age difference between Lil Jeff and Rob. Apparently, while Lil Jeff belongs to the Gen Z set of Chicago rappers, Rob is evidently older and more likely a millennial. Hence, he is referred to as Uncle Rob. Rob laced his disturbing message with some critical self-awareness comments about the state of violence in Chicago and the role of young black men in the advancement of violence. In an interview by Block 2 Block to discuss Rob's involvement in Lil Jeff's murder, Rob, alongside his day one homies, Terror and OTF Black, were filmed standing by the porch while observing their left and right for any possible threat. Interestingly, Rob opened the interview by denying that he was the OG shooter who took out Lil Jeff.
Rob, man.
I don't even think you need no introduction at this point, my boy.
I do, man.
Okay, for sure.
Trap City. Rob considered it necessary to begin the interview by clearing out the rumor about his involvement in Bloodhound Jeff's murder because the internet credited the murder to him. Now, this interview was different in so many ways because it revealed a lot of values that were particular to the Trap City boys. For instance, when OTF Black revealed that they had been on the street for some time, sees nothing wrong with getting a 9-5 job provided it pays the bills. He also revealed that he has been working a 9-5 job since he was released from jail, against the widely spread disdain for 9-5 jobs in the hood. On another hand, Trap City Rob expressed his view about the violence that has eaten into the Chicago drill culture, revealing that he dislikes the violence but loves the energy the rappers and artists emanate through the exploration of the genre.
I don't like the killing, but I like the energy though. That's all I can say.
Hearing this, even the interviewer was amazed at the level of maturity and critical consciousness emanating from their responses, just like most other people who interacted with the video. So the interviewer asked for their opinions regarding how the violence can be curbed. They responded by saying that they remembered how the streets used to be united before the advent of the violence popularized by drill culture. They claimed they knew this because they had been on the street long before they started smoking hookah.
I ain't gonna lie, we can really say we started this era when it comes to this over here, because I've been through through it all. My soul, I'm 36. I done been through the whole hood.
Before Tuka, all that
Now, if you don't know what Tuka is, here is a little something for you. Tuka is a word used to describe a strong marijuana. The word originated after Shondale Tuka Gregory was smoked by Chief Keef's crew, the Black Disciples. Tuka, Shondale Gregory, was a 15-year-old rapper and a member of the Gangster Disciples who was gunned down in Chicago at a bus stop in 2012. With that much history on the street, Trap City Rob would go on to explain that he has been a rapper on the streets of Chicago, but would never use his art to promote any form of violence on the street. He explained that he is critically conscious of his environment and the factors that subdue it.
I never chased that drill rap, bro. Like,
Okay.
I'm conscious, bro. Like, I'm in my environment, but I understand the overall. You know what I'm saying?
He then went on to explain that he feels that the violence on the street is a plot against black people to kill themselves. Unfortunately, black people are falling for it. However, he will not fall victim to the violence. He explained that most black people are underdeveloped and lack the emotional intelligence to understand that the violence popularized through drill music is a plot against black people.
Black man is very underdeveloped and undereducated in America, bro.
Ooh, not me?
No, just listen, bro. When it comes to emotional intelligence, reasoning and people getting shot over shoes and that's not being emotionally intelligent.
Trap City Rob's responses during this interview attracted several positive comments to the hood. One user commented, "Rob is what you call a grown man," and another quickly added, "These dudes are mature. Jeff was a little immature kid running up on some OGs. Jeff didn't think before he reacted. That's what separates a grown man from a little boy. OGs don't move the way Jeff did. OGs have rules and guidelines." The interviewer then reminded the trio about the viral meme on Reddit where Robert's face is photoshopped on Malcolm X's iconic photo with the caption, "Protect the Trap." The post suggests that Rob should run for president with the assurance that he will triumph in politics. Trap City Rob then acknowledged that he had seen the meme on Reddit, but he is not out to chase clout on the internet.
I don't chase that shit. I don't even like it, so I don't even know. Internet crazy, so.
In a dramatic turn of events, while Rob was denying responsibility for the body, discussions on curicology decoded the real situation, and another theory based on Rob's denial emerged. He said, "Just saw Rob's post that he didn't do anything to anyone. I believe him." Then it was explained that on the day Lil Jeff died, someone came on Reddit and pinned the entire murder on Trap City Rob. What was his evidence? Why did he say Rob got Lil Jeff? The post further alleged that the entire murder was pinned on Rob because at some point in time, Rob got arrested, and the address of the house where Lil Jeff died was listed as a previous residence for Rob. There and then, OTF Black would say that Reddit is fond of throwing bodies on innocent people, referencing what happened to him as an example.
Internet definitely put a body on you. They put one on me.
Yeah?
So that's what blew me up. Oh, damn.
Here's the backstory. Sometime back, OTF Black posted a cryptic message on his IG story saying if people want more respect, they should increase their body counts. Most comments and reactions on the post believe OTF Black was self-snitching on his involvement in the murder of FBG Cash. Interestingly, despite his incessant denials, it seems Trap City Rob has gained more street credibility for his alleged involvement in the murder of Bloodhound Lil Jeff, the making of Jeff Dahmer. If you are a fan of Chicago drill rap, or like me, you follow the music events and news from the Chicago rap scene, then you must have noticed that Lil Jeff's artistry and rise to fame are based on the same qualities that made King Von such an interesting artist in the Chicago drill game. Yes, I mean the hunger and thirst for violence and blood. The subject theme of the lyrics and the stories these drill rappers rap about are some of the most extremely wicked, shockingly evil, and vile stories coming from one of the most dangerous cities in the state. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, then let me plug you in on the gist. Researching King Von, I realized that this dude did not only kill several people and brag about their murders, but he fits the criteria of a serial killer as defined by the FBI. According to the FBI, serial murder is the unlawful killing of two or more victims by the same offender in separate events. As interesting as it is unfortunate, the recent months ushered in a new drill artist who not only claimed to have dropped more bodies than King Von, but he also rapped about the murders and tattooed his skin with marks counting his kills. Not just that, Lil Jeff is particularly proud about his serial killer lifestyle that he modeled his persona after serial killers like the Milwaukee cannibal known as Jeffrey Dahmer. This title was not given to him, it was self-attributed, hence the name Lil Jeff Dahmer of Chicago drill. Bloodhound Jeff was on his way to becoming the next big rapper in the game, where success comes with dropping bodies. In an Instagram post, Lil Jeff bragged about updating his body count to more than 10. Hold up, make no mistake, when I say body count, I don't mean the number of bodies below his belt, I mean the ones on his head. If you do the math, you would need no seer to tell you that Lil Jeff, just like King Von, fits the FBI description of a serial killer. Although some people still doubt Lil Jeff's 11 bodies narrative, most fans of the culture believe it. I don't know for sure either, but if the man said he did it, then he did it. I mean, Lil Jeff's escapades leave me no doubt, and I will tell you why. Q50's recent Instagram post shows that Lil Jeff has been on the street long enough to catch bodies with videos circulating showing that before 2024, Lil Jeff was moving around with ski mask armed to his teeth like a deadly assassin. Again, in an earlier interview covering Lil Jeff's lifestyle, the young gangster revealed that he had been on the street since he turned 18.
So around what age did you jump off the porch and start hanging out in the streets?
I'm gonna say when I came outside for real, I was like 18 type.
Okay.
I just turned like 18.
He also went on to reveal that he is no stranger to the street.
But the I'm doing that is I've been seeing my whole life, you know what I'm saying? I told you I got an older brother. So this ain't nothing new for real, it's the same I've been seeing.
Lil Jeff revealed that he got an elder brother who taught him almost everything he needed to know about the street. Lil Jeff's older brother's name is J Boogie. Now what you should know is that J Boogie is about the same age group as Trap City Rob. And what's most important to note is that back in the day, both Trap City and Drill City boys were cool together in the hood. In the interview by Block2Block on YouTube, Trap City Rob also confirmed that the two hoods used to be cool until the Bloodhound stole their homie's chain, and then everything went south.
Stole the chain, bro. We tried like he took it. He stole my own chain. Letting him wear the J, he come back like he got into a high speed with 12. Line saying he lost it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's how broke they little. You know what? With them, you know?
Yeah.
But again, if you look closely, you will see even far deeper than what Rob said was the reason for the beef. At least for Bloodhound Jeff, their feud started with the death of his cousin Z Money. Let me give you a little background. The start of the year 2022 witnessed the rise of a new star by the name of Bloodhound Lil Jeff. Lil Jeff credited the start of his rap career to his friend Vert, whom he said encouraged him to start rapping. Lil Jeff was eager to rap out the violence in him and to make it known to the street that he was a gangster. He once rapped about his mom saying she told him every day that she prays I make it home, and he told her that it's okay. He was the one doing all the killing. When he realized how cold his rap lyrics were, he quickly flipped and announced that it was all a joke and just music. It was all fake. But again, one thing to note was that particular track was a tribute to his brother J Boogie, who was locked up in jail. Now here is the thing. With J Boogie in jail, Lil Jeff's cousin, Z Money, stepped in and started playing the role of an elder brother to Lil Jeff. He helped do his dirty work for him. He gave him the spotlight while playing the role of a background director. However, Lil Jeff and the entire Bloodhound gang would be faced with one of the most devastating losses that would sever the street alliances and eventually lead to the fall of Bloodhound Lil Jeff. In 2023, a decade-long alliance between Trap City and Drill City will come to an abrupt end following the death of Z Money, Lil Jeff's backbone on the street. On the hot afternoon of the 16th of March 2023, Lil Jeff's cousin and best friend, Z Money, met his death in a tragic and very mysterious manner. According to news reports, Z Money was in his car on the 1300 block of East 79th Street near the 79th intersection in Kimball. He was in the Avalon Park neighborhood in the parking lot of a dry cleaner store. There, the tragedy unlocked. It was reported that a car approached Z Money in the neighborhood and began to fire shots in his direction. Z Money was rushed to the University of Chicago Medical Center. Unfortunately, there he breathed his last. Z Money's unfathomable death was a painful loss to the Bloodhounds, but most especially to Lil Jeff, who had enjoyed Z Money's protection since his brother was incarcerated. After the murder, Lil Jeff and his right-hand man Q50 would go on to tattoo Z Money's name on their skin as a tribute to their fallen hero. In 2023, a non-profit newsroom covering gun violence in America known as The Trace reported on Z Money's case, where they captured his mother's heartbreaking voice concerning her son's death. She recounted that she got a call from Z Money's girlfriend informing her that Z Money was dead. She said she called the Chicago Medical Center and confirmed the news, but she had to go there and see for herself. On getting there, she said the doctor told her that he was dead on arrival. Then she proceeded to ask about how many times her son was shot. The doctor answered, "We stopped counting at 29. Sadly, that day, Z Money became one of the 4,000 people who were fatally shot in Chicago over the last 10 years whose murderers still walk the street without any arrests, according to Chicago Police Department data. With many homicides left unsolved, thousands of families and friends are left looking over their shoulders in their neighborhoods. Just when the situation was cooling off, the rumors about Z Money's killer's identity began to circulate. On Reddit, it was rumored that Z Money was backdoored by his old friends at Trap City. With this devastating revelation came the birth of a new monster and the subsequent death of Lil Jeff Dahmer. Bloodhound Lil Jeff would go on to unleash his monstrous character on these two boys, BKN Monty and Lil Rob, who allegedly robbed Lil Jeff of his jewelry and went on to troll the Bloodhound, saying they should stop wearing fake chains.
Tell the op. We talking broad day. You taking so phone. We got like 50K. Damn. That fake AP they got.
Well, it's pathetic to know that the robbery was not worth the risk, because shortly after, the two boys would pay with their lives. The tragic incident unfolded at the Innovations High School located in downtown Chicago, in an area known as Loop. At about 12:30 noon, Lil Rob and BKN Monty were heading out of school for a lunch break towards Washington Street and Wabash Avenue. As busy as that location was, as soon as Monty and Lil Rob arrived, two cars pulled over and some armed men jumped out and began to let out shots, killing the BKN Monty and Lil Rob. According to CPD Deputy Chief John, a group of individuals exited said vehicles, fired multiple times, striking two of the teenage students of Innovations High School. He also identified the victims as 16-year-old Robert Boston and 17-year-old Monterio Williams. According to police reports, a woman who was also on the sidewalk near the students said her coat was grazed by a bullet from the shooting.
I heard like 4 shots, and that was all super anxious and sad, and I was afraid that it hit me too by accident.
Unfortunately, just like most of the murders that happen on the streets of Chicago, this one, too, went off without any trace of suspects. If you have been following the story, then by now you already know who our prime suspect is. But let's not hop onto police business. What you should know, however, is that somewhere on the street, death was lurking, waiting for the next time Lil Jeff would show his face again. Lil Jeff's death. You know what they say about when a man is on his way to the top of something illegal? They say the higher you go, the harder you fall. This is true of Lil Jeff's fall from the peak, because right after the death of BKN Monty and Lil Rob, Lil Jeff went on a self-snitching tour. Soon after, Lil Jeff took his celebration to Instagram Live, where he was seen with his right-hand man, Q50, bragging about his updated body counts. That publication will open the flow for more controversial speculations about Lil Jeff's number of kills, with some people trying to connect the dots and identify his victims. While fans were trying to identify his victims, Lil Jeff continued to brag about his body counts. He even insinuated that he has more bodies than Bill Russell championship rings wins. He said, "If I catch one more, I'm like Bill Russell, you know, I really play ball." The burning desire to drop more bodies would lead Lil Jeff to his unforeseen end. Interestingly, the events of Lil Jeff's death are perhaps the most dramatic turn of events in the Chicago drill scene. Lil Jeff literally died trying to do what he knew how to do best, which is killing for the fun of it. I remember one of Lil Jeff's lyrics where he said, "Every time he sees an op, he drops his mask and swings the door." Well, as it turned out, Lil Jeff never joked about a thing he rapped about. The most devastating event to have hit the Bloodhounds happened in the broad daylight of June 8, 2024. On that day, Bloodhound Lil Jeff, Q50, and one other guy were caught standing on business. In surveillance footage that was later released, Lil Jeff and his gang were seen literally swinging the door and jumping off the car to smoke a rival gang member in the heart of Trap City. In the footage, which I can't show you because of its gruesome nature, Lil Jeff and Q50 dropped out of an SUV and started firing shots at a young man on South Road Avenue. The target, wearing bright yellow shorts, quickly ducks behind a car and eventually runs into the porch of a building while still being shot at by Lil Jeff. Hold up, I told you Lil Jeff is the man who lived the life he rapped about. In the footage, Lil Jeff, wearing a black Nike hoodie and gray Nike joggers, chased his target straight into their home. The rapper and killer had fantasized about chasing an op into their home numerous times in his music, only that this was a one-time only experience for Lil Jeff because his end had come and he was too ambitious to notice. Someone from the house counterattacked Lil Jeff, sending him out head over heels with bullets sending him to the ground, and there lying lifeless was the man called Bloodhound Lil Jeff. The word on the street was that Lil Jeff's shooter emptied the whole magazine on him. In the same video, Q50 and the other guy could be seen running to the porch trying to cover Lil Jeff, but the shooter Rain held that the two had to settle for finding a way out of the crossfire. It was reported that while Lil Jeff was on the ground, he got shot 19 times and over 58 spent casings were recovered from the crime scene. According to Spot News, initial reports suggest the shooting occurred on the 6600 block of S. Rhodes Avenue in Chicago, Illinois. The victim, reportedly identified as Bloodhound Lil Jeff, was transported to the hospital but succumbed to his injuries. As soon as Lil Jeff's death reached social media, fans and colleagues began to upload tributes in respect to the falling monster. Lil's Coom, 89, a close associate of the Bloodhounds, posted a series of stories following the murder, mourning his friend. "I love you, I'ma be with you real soon," he wrote, adding, "Damn brother, the she don't feel real." Another artist and video creator, AMF Visuals, posted a story as well with a picture of Bloodhound Lil Jeff and a heartbreak emoji. Both AMF AMF Visuals and Lil Jeff produced a music video titled Ah earlier this year, and I remember when I first heard that song, I liked it and I really vibed to it. It took me a while to realize that Jeff was rapping about a murder he committed, and the ah was the sound his victim made when he sent bullets into his body. However, as expected, fans of the drill culture and other users of the internet reacted to Lil Jeff's death in different ways. One comment quickly pointed out, "The energy you put out always comes back to you." Another user added, "Trying to chase somebody into their own house off the street is the ultimate crash out move." Well, I bet Lil Jeff thought he was face to face with his fantasies. But take a look at this comment, which tried to compare Lil Jeff and King Von, given that most people have called them two of one. I feel like Von represented Chicago more than Jeff, because yes, Jeff was a window into the streets of the modern day Chicago wars, but Von was more of what happens to most gang members in Chicago. Von actually been to jail for bodies and beat it, and was in the wars for like a decade straight. Also, he started really young like most gang members. Von's story. Interestingly, when the news began to circulate that Lil Jeff's shooter was none other than Trap City Rob, a new wave of reactions was generated, with most people referring to Rob as the man who humbled Lil Jeff. This user declared, "He killed Lil Rob. Now he got by Big Rob." If you enjoyed this video, click the card showing on your screen for more videos.